Tarot me more. Just going to look at the cards today. Been one of those mornings. When Yasu had a reading about Mercury retrograde, she was going around saying, "Mercury retrograde, quit bothering me." Bothering to her is kind of like teasing. Why are you teasing me? Okay, we're starting with Aries. This is our 3-card love relationship spread. Light and love, so serves the greatest good. What can you tell us? It's helpful for our Aries friends. And oh man, I love starting with the Magician or the Fool. 1 or 2, 1 or 0. I mean that's the start. So bottom of the deck, we read that pretty heavy in this reading. Okay, King of Pentacles. I think you can see these fine. Wow. Are you coming out of the chute, Aries? That's how an Aries is, man. Everybody else will be debating about what they should do. Aries has already done it. And they're on the way to do something else. Okay, so 4 cups coming in here. It's your outcome. And I call this advice in this reading. This is where you're at, where you're going. This is almost like the question in my 3-card reading, and this is not so much the past as partly the past, because this is where you're at in terms of relationships, which is in a King of Pentacles energy. Pretty darn good. And particularly then coming in with the Queen of Cups, and it's awfully tempting to see the male and female. But if you're going to go there, even upside down, you'll see the Queen here, who's the master of emotions. Very emotionally stable, intelligent, intuitive, 4 Cups, classic card. In this deck, though, you'll see he kind of is almost looking at it. In a lot of decks, it's kind of theme of this is that they're really ignoring the cup that God is offering them, the universe is offering them. So here he's almost like wanting to look at it. I understand. Yeah, I say for the hallucinogenic fans, got magic mushrooms in this card. Not of the. Oh, you can't see it here. Here you can see it. Good. Maybe I just got to lay it down. So I want you to see it. I'll just turn them around. So you got a lot going on there with this 4 cups that you don't in your just Rider-Waite deck. So, and then with the overall energy being a Magician, it's definitely, you're someone who's manifesting, who's been making an effort, conscious perhaps, otherwise, in relationships, and coming in as the King of Pentacles. You're going to be an Aries who's stable and nothing negative, not to be fooled with. It's a masculine energy, but you have the Queen here, and this kind of reverses the positions because I turned her around. She's actually looking at the 4 of Cups, but it's got to read this as another person. And this is like I don't know how to say, you would be a high-functioning person, capable person, someone that's not biting their nails because they can't pay the bills and they don't know what to do, and they need, can you give me advice? You're stable. I see this a lot as a Virgo card, really mature Virgo energy. But then you got the Queen of Cups here, bringing a lot of emotion. And I think what this is saying is you're trying to manifest. It could even speak to a pattern. And you're getting someone who is emotional, but somehow in a way that doesn't suit you, babe, with this 4 of Cups here as the outcome. So I'm going to speak to someone in terms of advice, and this would be someone you're trying to manifest, and you might be actually doing it in any number of ways, but at the very least, you're coming from a place of strength, and you're wanting to find basically your queen, okay? Or if you're a king, could be your king. You're a queen, you could be your king. in a general reading, these don't become, sexual, so it's either or. But there's definitely two people, so there's definitely a relationship. But I find like maybe what you're finding is you're not getting your queen. You're getting someone maybe, I don't know, I was manifesting and I kept saying I want someone who's emotionally available. I want someone who's emotionally available. And finally I got someone who really and truly was emotionally available. But we'll go to the 4 pillars in our singles reading that we're just doing of the relationship, and that's just one of the 4 pillars. But I hadn't really thought it through that hard yet. And I remember distinctly feeling like, wow, definitely emotionally available, but not intellectually and nothing else. So maybe it's like that. Yeah, we're speaking to your manifestation process. And so then the question becomes, why would you draw in energy that's somehow incompatible? And some people are more detached emotionally, and it could be with the King of Pentacles, and they're not unemotional or anything, but they really probably wouldn't deal well with someone who is emotionally kind of needy. Perhaps that's what we're dealing with here. And you're just showing a disinterest, and also in terms of manifestation, guys, Aries, I mean, it's like, what is manifestation? You're asking God, you're asking the universe to do something. That's what you're doing. You're bringing it to you by communicating with the universe, like tapping into source itself. And so you can almost see this as it comes out of the sky and it's offering you this cup. So it's like telling me the cup is there, the person you're trying to manifest is there, and you're close. But I gotta tell you, in terms of manifesting, what this says to me, Aries, is maybe you need to a little bit more understanding emotionally, or maybe tap into your emotional side a little more than you have. And because why? I mean, you don't really have to, but if you want to have a relationship, and maybe you do, because when we have a relationship, we do sacrifice something, we do compromise something. It's just unrealistic to find that person who's exactly our mirror. So there's going to be, that may be what it is. And that could simply be, Aries, just like, okay, you don't have to be all emotional, but just be understanding if they are, and try to, at least intellectually, you read a little bit, right? Even go, okay, I see why they're being emotional now. It's, from their point of view, I get it now. It makes sense. Wouldn't make me cry, but okay. And that may be a huge step right there in terms of balancing something in your manifestation process, so that you get this cup, because you're not, look, oh my God, you're not quite seeing the cup. You see, he's looking a bit away from the cup, but he's looking towards it. It's almost like it's a ghost and it's invisible, but it's like he's looking up from his book and he's like, I know there's something out there. What? Maybe the hair's standing up on the back of his neck, Aries, because he knows he can almost see it, but he can't. That the God, the source, is offering him the cup that he wants so badly, that he's dreaming about. Well, yes, new relationship, the relationship. It's a fantastic reading, Aries. Love it. All right, let us know, Aries, like, subscribe. Really appreciate it. Help us a lot. Follow us on Facebook. Links are below. Anyone wants personal reading, let me know. We'll be bringing out some more of our singles readings. We'll do something tonight for the full moon. It's kind of a big deal. We might want to try to do that on the beach. Looks like it's going to be nice tonight. We'll figure out how to light it. Maybe you'd hold up the cards and I'll use my phone flashlight and I just want to do it on the beach. It just seems like the right thing to do. And you need to do the right thing. It's important. Okay, so now we're talking to our Taurus friends. We're asking Spirit, name, light, and love, only so as serves the greatest good. Can you give the Taurus friends advice and love and relationship? Helpful. Okay, what's the bottom of the deck? 5 of Cups. So Yeah, somebody's going through it. Oh yeah, I gotta watch this. Somebody's going through it. I gotta stop holding the cards up because I keep forgetting we're doing the just the card reading. So I think you can see them. So Three of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. And the Seven of Cups with the Five of Cups. So we're going to look carefully at the difference between the Five of Cups and Seven of Cups. Think, babe. And then over there. But wow. So let's just say something took you to your knees in terms of love and relationships. But you are coming out of it and with the Three of Pentacles here, and that love this card is someone that loves what they do. But the important thing here is you love this work. It's like if you love your work, it's like half of your life is complete, basically. But it's not saying that you love your work, what it could be. But I think what's saying, like, I think of the phrase a labor of love, Taurus. So you're doing some kind of work here for relationships. And this is good work. This is not too much. This is not inappropriate or dysfunctional or, codependent type of thing. You're doing your work. And you could say you're doing that work that gets you to your best place, so that's the best energy to bring into a relationship, is our best energy. And then the Knight of Pentacles is where you're at. That's wonderful, especially with the Three of Pentacles. It's like you've gotten to the point with the Three of Pentacles where you're solid. You really can. The Three of Pentacles is that guy that everyone else in their field looks at as the guy. All the other musicians think they're the best musician. All the other glass blowers think they're the greatest glass blower. So you've done this, in spite of this pain in the past. Maybe because of it inspired you to do this. And now you're ready to go on the road. You're ready to go and find, I always look at this as a dating site. You're ready to go, you don't look at it as a dating site. You're ready to take this energy. And the Knight of Pentacles is wonderful. It's slow and methodical, structured, mature, responsible, thoughtful. You do not want the Knight, of all the Knights, the last one you want to fight is the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. Because it's going to be, even if you win, it's going to be painful. Because the Knight of Pentacles doesn't stop. So in this energy right here, I feel like we're talking to a Taurus and who's really now grounded, and they're ready to go out and explore the world of love and relationships. And it wouldn't even be surprising, particularly if you're a woman, knowing a little bit about dating sites, you may actually have 7 cups, 7 guys all like going, well, or maybe more. You start counting, or it's funny, if you count back to the 7 last relationships, there may be something there for you. But in this reading, and we don't say this all the time, but our new singles reading might be very helpful. We have a general one posted for everyone yesterday. Let's see if that Taurus clicks at all right, it resonates. And so what I'm feeling here is, I told you it's going to be important between the Five of Cups and the Seven of Cups, this reading. And so that's a long ways to go. From the Five of Cups, you're on your knees, to the Seven of Cups, and you're just this is kind of looking up with wonder and going, wow, look at all those beautiful stars in the sky. I'll use it as a euphemism. Get my drift. So beautiful, and go for it. Let us know, and let us know if you want to do the singles reading. Enjoy doing that now. Perfect if you're on a dating site. That's what the singles reading's for. Okay, Taurus, let me know. All right, now we're gonna, Gemini friends, asking source, light, and love, so serves the greatest good. What can we get here to help our Gemini friends in love and relationships? What can we get here, Gemini? Okay, bottom of the deck, babe, is the Chariot.
Okay.
What do you think of that? So, I don't know, you probably can't say I gotta quit doing that. Bottom of the deck's the Chariot. I love this Chariot, guys, because, I don't know, you go from the medieval England theme to the Egyptian theme. A lot of tarot cards that I probably betray my ignorance here. Send me a message, you understand how that happened. But I at least like this because it's authentic, it's not like white Jesus, it actually looks Egyptian. But big changes, big choices, really positive forward movement, and this is a major arcana, so this is something that this is not exactly you doing it. This is when something just happens and you find yourself being kind of swept ahead. And it's kind of like the Tower, only it's good. Okay, there you go. There's an interpretation, original interpretation, I think, for the Chariot. It's like the Tower, but opposite. Where you're caught up by the universe and this energy that's good, and often does involve movement, as they say. But what if you want to add to that about the Chariot? But so I look at this as a kind of energy that you have in terms of relationships in general, where your mind and heart is at. And then this is kind of where you're at in terms of relationships right now, a little bit like the heart reading. And then this is the outcome, and often I look at this as advice in this reading.
Seven of Swords?
Seven of Swords, yeah. So, I definitely, this is another, for me, real straightforward reading, okay? Because it just seems like with the High Priestess, look at intuition, you have this intuition, something kind of, I told you, like the universe, something sweeping you off your feet. Well, the whole thing with relationships, a lot of the way we grow and our soul works is through relationships. So when the universe sweeps you off your feet, no, you don't magically lift off the ground by the wind. Some man or woman comes along and sweeps you off your feet. So you got caught up in this energy with the High Priestess, and I think this is okay. This is like a swoon. Another interpretation. The High Priestess could be like swooning. Is a word. It's like if you like fall back in your lover's arms, or you're just overwhelmed with emotion because it's so wonderful and nice, and you go, I almost feel like that. And also then the High Priestess is intuition. And so something, it's like, okay, Gemini, if you really tried, it'd be hard to articulate maybe, but something didn't feel right to you, okay? And so you're coming into this energy, this relationship with that energy, you're watching for that, like a lot of us, maybe things haven't been right before, but it's like you maybe can't put your finger on it or say it, but something didn't feel right.
I mean, it's like she feels something that is not right, so she's thinking in her pentacles how much I give, or I should to give more or stop, and now you are not sure, or you don't feel secure. So now you feel that you need to protect yourself, or to pay attention in the sneaky things. What's the word?
Yeah, you maybe paranoid. And, you become like a Venus and Scorpio, which I am all the time. So welcome to our world. But yeah, that's how you would become, like a little paranoid and maybe controlling and suspicious and jealous. So I think what this is saying, the seven followed by the Five of Swords here, and this is also with the Five of Swords, it could just be energy of defending yourself. It doesn't necessarily have to be bad. I mean, for one, if you're a soldier, I mean, technically, you're doing what you have to do. And in this card too, you see the light, coming out here in the background, and then like looks like what that is, but it's very inspirational. And you see he's standing triumphant against this background. But it's a defensive energy, So it's like if you're having to count your coins, I mean, at the very start of it, if you're in a relationship and you're having to count your coins, it's probably not a good sign. Basically, it's a red flag, right? I mean, you shouldn't really be in the energy of having to count your coins. You're having to count your coins. Maybe you don't have a lot of money. Maybe because we'll look at it literally, or maybe you're, because it isn't. I mean, there's an emotional reciprocity, It's a very important part of that process. But, however you shake it, if you're in that energy, well, you got to be paying attention to how much today and how much did I, and am I really happy? I don't know. Is it good enough? And you're probably not in the relationship for you, guessing, right? And so you end up with this Five of Swords being in some really defensive energy. And so being suspicious. And also, this is triggery. I just realized the word triggery. This is a very epitome. And the interpretation of this should say triggery. So triggery meaning somebody says something, it could even be innocent, but you take it a little wrongly and you just scream at them or hit them. I mean, it could go either way, or just get very overly upset, by something. So in reason you become like this is because you're suspicious and you think something's wrong, and you then start, because you only have your intuition, and I don't think even with the Seven of Pentacles, it could be I haven't quite figured it out yet. I haven't quite figured it out.
So for this person can arrive to the Chariot, she need to follow her intuition. This could be the advice.
I like that, and it could be with the Chariot, and is saying don't get swept into this relationship, because look, if you have to have the Seven of Pentacles energy, if you're in Five of Swords energy where you end up, I hope you're getting a lot out of the relationship, because that's hard. You're paying a price. So maybe, they're saying get swept away on into your life and on to another relationship, right? Get swept away with yourself and your own energy, which is, we're Geminis. Let us know. I like that. I always like the least fun one, but sometimes better, to move on early than to invest a lot of energy in something that's just gonna usually end up making both people not really happy.
You lost your tranquility, your mind, no? What's the word after?
You gotta lose yourself, lose your center.
Your peace, no?
Yeah. So Cancer.
Cancer, see.
Surprised I haven't lost a card down the rack. One more. Cancer, love and light. So serves the greatest good. Oops. I'm definitely using that card. I was about to say, tell me source, and source did. We're going to use that as that, and we're going to take the Knight of Pentacles, and Strength is on the bottom of the deck. My God, the Knight of Cups, three Knights, man, and Strength. Wow, Cancer, do not get in Cancer's way, people. Do not mess with Cancer. That's what we're done. Okay, now we're going to go to Leo. Holy moly. And Strength, the Leo card. Now, one thing I will say too, a lot of Cancers have Leo in their Mars or Venus, or Mercury especially, right? So check it. Could always be in your moon or rising. But I'm just saying now, because Knights are Mars. As an astrologer, all Knights are Mars energy. All Knights represent action. Technically, the Knight of Wands particularly represents action. but so we're missing the Knight of Swords here. And there's a lot of red in here too. I notice, you know, the red all over him. And a lot here. Look, this is a volcano going off. Red cape. This is like a victory. And you know, the Knight of Cups, he's more coming to offer you the King's invitation to a party than to kill you. Whereas the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles and Coins, they're definitely not. They're coming to get you. Not saying anyone's coming to get you, but that's kind of the energy of it. So, wow. 3 Knights. Wow. So my question becomes, keep going, or because like a lot of times when you get strength, it's kind of saying you're going to need strength, and you know, 3 Knights, you're going to need strength, and
like he needs all his skills and his abilities and the money and the time and the heart for no?
Yeah,
and the will and
I feel
his
like
will.
weirdly emotional right now. Cancer. Of all of these, I mean, the Knight of Cups is here. It could be you. I mean, I think of I think there's more great boxers that were Cancers than any other sign, which you normally wouldn't think. Because the Knight, this is basically about taking action, and you know, it's super positive. There's nothing bad here. I'm just trying to figure out what the advice would be, what I could tell you. It's all, well, my sense is you probably could tell me. I mean, but you, I think with the COVID, I know with me, I know the general energies, a lot of people have just been in kind of down and kind of out in suspension, you know, taking time out. And you know, another thing comes to mind, all the planets are direct now, so we're feeling this sweep of movement, and I feel like Cancer, you are full on caught up in this. I'm thinking that you're lacking the Knight of Swords. So here's what I'm going to suggest. Whatever you're doing, you need the strength because it needs to be done, and it's I want to say kind of existential. This could be you know, you're having to be brave, and you're having to take a lot of action in love. And the fact that you're missing the Knight of Swords, I think you should talk to who you would consider your most rational and intelligent friend. Really get their opinion on what it is you're doing, and really listen. Not because you're wrong, but I think that's going to give you what little bit you might be missing, because I think like whatever you're trying to do, you're either trying to defend yourself from an existential threat, and I'm not going to mince words, or something that certainly would feel that way, or you're trying to accomplish something that's very difficult to accomplish. And also, I really think this is the feeling like you've been just on your knees, you've been on the ground, and now you've gotten up. And you've not only gotten up, you're kicking ass, taking names. And it's like maybe even people around you are like, what the fuck happened to you? It's like you're like, and not that you're being mean or anything, you're just like, yeah, walking, and you're whatever, you're on it, you're feeling good.
This could be also a travel or moving or changing houses.
Yeah, no? a lot of action. I mean, could be, wow, I mean, that's what I mean. People could be like, what happened? We haven't heard from you. It seemed like you've just been sleeping for the last whatever, and now you're out making moves and getting things done and moving and shaking, and very, very amazing. Let me know, Cancers. Yeah, I've never seen 3 Knights before, even in a big reading, you know. The Celtic crosses. I don't know if I've ever seen 3 Knights pop up. Okay, so now After
Leo.
that amazing reading, we're going to try to follow it, Leo, see what you can do. Our Leo friends. Okay. In the name of light and love, so serves our greatest good. What can we get for our Leo friends? Love and relationships, something helpful. And you're here to find out. Okay. Quickies or morning quickies, or it's been a hell of a day, but we're getting them done. We are morning quickies in the afternoon, but most of these are in like 5 minutes or something, so be timestamps, so you don't have to spend a lot of time. Avid tarot watch for so many years. It's like some great readers that do hour-long readings, but I mean, who's got that much time to listen to hour-long readings? It's kind of a treat if you can. And why I do this, I always learn something. Okay, always. Yeah. Tarot's taught me so much. Taught me the things that you can't get out of a book and things you don't get taught in school. Life things. So you got the Hanging Man on the bottom.
Okay.
And coming out with the Page of Swords. I haven't seen him today. High Priestess. A lot of blue in this one. A lot of blue, except for even with the Hanging Man, there's blue. So, just came out of this with Cancer. I'm going to say with the Hanging Man, you've been in this, I gotta say the COVID. You've been in that energy of taking a time out and being kind of suspended. Once again, all the planets are moving forward. There's been a retrograde. It's been really grinding away. And so it's that kind of energy of holding back or being in suspension. And I think this Page of Swords is your person, Leo. Could be an air sign, but probably someone either younger or someone who is, very might present themselves as being younger in their mind or a more liberal even thinking, and someone who, when they originally came into your life, impressed you with the way they speak, not necessarily so much the tone of their voice or sound of their voice as the way they spoke. And you would have had a thought, wow, this woman is very intelligent, right out of the chute. Like, even if it was just texting, you would have saw that. And with the Hanging Man, there may have been some suspension around this, though. I mean, with the COVID thing, I don't know. Some places you could be in the same city and you can't see each other, I guess. But when you're in the High Priestess mode where you are now, you're really focusing on your intuition and looking at things from a very Neptune, Pisces, spiritual, big picture way. And I think what this is saying is, I think what the advice would be with the Three of Wands here as the outcome, and really your advice card here as well, is that you got to look for more. Like, it's like it's not enough. We had a reading. Was it just now? Was it Cancer? No, it was a Gemini, right? And it was just looking at everything in terms of the heart, or looking at someone because they had a good heart or something. Yeah, emotionally available. But they really didn't offer them anything else. And so while they really loved emotionally available, now you'd be someone that maybe is really sapiophile, someone that really falls in love with the mind. And so this really impressed you. But I don't think they have the depth that you need. Really, we could call this the depth that you need with the High Priestess. And it kind of caused you to reach inside because maybe something felt unbalanced. and wasn't there for you. And this is just saying, you're going to look elsewhere. You're going to continue your journey, and that's okay. That's how it rolls sometimes. Maybe the lesson learned is, I go back to our 4 pillars for singles reading. So you have intellectual, emotional, sexual, and lifestyle compatibility. And, I think this person, after you got to know them, they might not have taken too long here. They just didn't have that connection with you at all these different levels that you want. And so you want to go out and find them. All right. That was a Leo.
Muy bien.
Friends. So now we go to our favorite sign.
Virgo.
Virgo. We'll call every sign our favorite sign. Hope nobody cross-watches. It's our favorite sign, Aries. Hello, welcome. Our favorite sign, Taurus. It's okay. Shaking up things. Okay. See what we got. 26. Got the full moon coming. It's actually tonight. It's going to be, I don't know exactly, after midnight time. I think Pacific time. Be a big deal. Okay, the Ace of Cups on the bottom.
Okay.
All right.
Very good.
And, Page of Wands. And the Empress. And the Hanging Man. I know you have to read them upside down, but it messes with me when I read them upside down. So the Ace of Cups. Well, that goes with the Page of Wands. So maybe a fire sign offered you their cup. And as a Virgo, the Empress would suit you. This is where you're at now. So definitely with the Page of Wands and the Empress, I gotta see this as whoever this is offering you the cup of love is younger but sexy and good looking and maybe a fire sign. Not younger than, maybe acts younger, or is spontaneous and optimistic and maybe bold and physical even, and open, gregarious. So you're meeting this as the Empress. I mean, you don't get any stronger than the Empress. I don't know, Virgo, you notice there's amanita mushrooms here that the reindeer shaman up in the Arctic used to use for visions. Just saying. But I just noticed it myself today. So that's a lot to meet with, and now it looks like you're in this Hanging Man energy. So you didn't do this because everything was right. So you maybe, that's a lot like the last reading, but you maybe found that there wasn't enough. I mean, I would wonder if a Page of Wands could really offer the Empress a substantial energy to meet your energy. That might be why you end up in this mode of having to really look at things upside down, really look at things from the other perspective. It's also just taking time out. With this card, you'll see coins falling out of those two. So it could be someone you have to spend money on, Virgo. I mean, like if you go to be literal, when you go to dinner, you buy his dinner. There's anything wrong with that. But it could be indicative of the overall energy dynamics here that's got you into this mode. It's really like suspension, taking time out, taking a minute. If you're talking, just kind of looking away and staring up into space for a little bit too long, because you just got to detach to think about what was just said. If you're in a relationship, it's like, my parents are coming to town. I really need the weekend by myself, because you really just want to secretly be with yourself and not with them because you need a minute to think about it, okay? And so I think maybe the reason you needed a minute to think about it is because that energy dynamic was somehow throwing you. Then we have the Emperor. Wow. I mean, how can, I swear to God, you make that up. I shuffled, that just came up, okay? So, I'm going to ask you this question, Virgo. Do you want a Page of Wands, or do you want an Emperor? So I think you want an Emperor. An Emperor doesn't have to be old. Some of them are young and vigorous. Just saying. But wow, what a contrast. Make sure you can see this. The Page of Wands to the Emperor. You know? And I mean, it's clarifying this Hangman. Why are you in suspension? Why are you wondering? Why are you... Because you shouldn't. You should be at this point going, yeah, let's go out. I'm available Saturday. How can you get together in the afternoon? Or, yeah. And you're kind of like, I need a minute. Well, I think you need a minute because you need your Emperor. You're an Empress. That's your advice, I think.
See?
Where's your Emperor? You know?
Okay, amigos. Now, we're going to do Libra.
Libra. Yes.
And then Scorpio.
And then Scorpio. I don't want to forget. Thank you, Lee. You know? So, that was good. That was interesting. We had several. It was some powerful reading. We got the full moon coming. Not that long away. It's, I think here, going to be sometime in the 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. We're going to do some kind of full moon reading out on the beach. I don't know how yet.
We're going to figure it out.
We're going to figure it out. We got some lights and extension cord. They got plugs over there, but we'll figure it out. You know? So, love and light, it serves the greatest good. We're looking for some help and love and romance here. Guidance, whatever our Libra friends need. Why are they watching this reading? Just out of source. Okay. Page of Pentacles on the bottom. And 5 of Cups. Second time I've seen that. The Hangman just seems to be like just a thing today. I mean, coming up in every reading. Okay, well, I haven't seen the Tower. So, Page of Pentacles on the bottom. Look at that. You can see very serious looking little boy. You know, but he's just a messenger. Okay. Wow. So with the 5 of Cups, this is kind of where you're at in terms of relationships. Would be someone's on their knees or had been, is coming in from a heartbreak. You know, and you know, like people always say, well, there's 2 cups behind him. All he needs to do is turn around. But you know, this is like when your friends tell you, it's like, well, you know, he was no good for you anyway. Why are you so upset? She was a bitch anyway. You should be glad you're rid of her. And look, you know, there's Martha, there's Sam. You know, they'd like you. Why don't you? But when you're like this, unless you're a psychopath and your heart's like, you don't want to hear that. You just need you need a minute to what? Be the hanged man and recover, because you're emotionally devastated. You can't just like turn around and grab a cup, you know, and roll with it. You need at least a minute, and that's, I always say, the Hangman is taking a minute out. And just the whole looking at things from a different perspective. And then the Tower, and the Page of Pentacles. Man. Page of Pentacles. Who's the Page of Pentacles? Is it Libra? Is it the one that broke your heart? I think so. This serious younger person that's maybe an earth sign. I don't know how you see the Tower in this card, how it is. The 6 of Cups with the Tower. You're thinking about this. I'm gonna say like I feel it, babe. You tell me. You tell me what you think too, okay? Because it could go a lot of ways. I think the tower can be avoided. There's a tower coming. It can be mitigated. The tower is not always that bad. It could be the end of a relationship, for instance. Maybe you're trying to hold on.
I will clarify this one.
Well, then you've got the Six of Cups. And I think, like, what this is saying to me is, you know, this person that hurt you, who's this Knight of Pentacles, you're going to look back on them. You're in this state, and you're starting to look back, and you're trying to look back at and this is a very Libra thing to do, honestly. You're gonna, because it's a seventh house, it's romance, so you're gonna want to overly romanticize how things were. And then I think this tower's coming in and telling you that, and only a Libra. What was somebody? It made a joke about a Venus and Scorpio, and they said, why should I get rid of a perfectly honest woman when she's only cheated on me once? You know, this is kind of a Libra thing. It's like you want to give a second chance, you want to give a third chance, which is beautiful, and that's what makes Libras great. But I think it's saying, like, maybe you don't want to give another chance to this person. You know, maybe it wasn't that great. I mean, they broke your heart.
Sí.
You know, put you on down.
Sí, and like the relation's finished, done.
Yeah.
But now you are thinking the beautiful things that the person do, and you forget the things that make you suffer. No?
So what the advice is, and what could help you here, is to not just focus on the nostalgia and how great it was, because really what you need to focus on, if anything, is the dynamics for closure of what happened in the relationship, which, by the way, astrology or tarot reading would clarify, or clarify that for yourself if you haven't. And your friends can help a lot. They're good, trusted friends. Say, this would be the time. Look, I'm in this emotional place where, tell me what you really think, you know, and you know, try to get the clarity and closure out of what happened to you, you know, because it wasn't nice, you know.
Sí, no.
Yeah, it wasn't fun.
Okay, Libra.
Scorpio. Don't forget Scorpio.
We're doing the hardest, no, the morning quickies.
The morning quickies
For the Scorpio.
26 for Scorpio. Light and love, so it serves the greatest good. Get some advice, guidance, whatever Scorpios need. If you're here, love and relationship. Yeah, got the full moon coming. Powerful time. Okay. Ten of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck.
Okay.
All right. Scorpio, aka money bags. Money bag Scorpio. Wow. There's a lot going on here. So, I think, like, what do you think with the Ten of Pentacles coming in? A Scorpio that is financially secure, as simple as that. Could be also grounded, someone who has her own home.
And he feels proud, and the other people feel proud of him. But he need to be very careful the way that he speak or his thoughts, how he express, or if he need to say what does he want to the people, no?
Yeah. So in terms of relationships, you're coming in and feeling really good. You have to think that this is a new relationship, because this relationship reading what we're talking about, and this is riding high.
He need to ask about all the hiding things.
Yes, I'm gonna say.
About the other person, no?
And this would imply almost what you're doing, because this is where you're at. So they're coming into this relationship feeling good, and it maybe was something that happened fast, you know?
And you
With the
need to
Six
put
of Wands here.
boundaries and say, yes, I'm agree with that, I can live with that,
right.
I cannot
And
live with
yeah,
that.
assert yourself, verbally assert yourself. Which, in the moon, here in the advice and outcome, there's something that's hidden. The thing about the moon, it's tricky because it's not exactly a lie, it's something people don't see. And it's often about you. So ourselves, because really what's most hidden is what we hide from ourselves. I mean, if someone else is lying to us, so we get a private detective, we can figure it out, something. But if we lie to ourselves, I mean, there's no hope. And it's
This
those
is
things
why maybe it's the energy of the pentacles are in a box and you can close and the people cannot see. It's hiding.
Yeah.
It's hiding.
Yeah. Maybe someone that's concerned that someone might be after them for their wealth. That's maybe what they're missing. Or because this would be something that's hidden from you. And Scorpio, it's hard to hide things.
But
Scorpios.
there's that thinking yourself.
Yeah.
Yourself, nobody can see what you really think or your feelings, no, or your secrets.
Yeah.
Only if you want to show to other people.
I just get the sense of someone going into a relationship, and but then you could like go into the relationship too and just have a feeling of, look at the colors here, like the blues, how they're very similar colors. It's like just going into a relationship, sort of losing yourself, If you're a 10 of Pentacles, you're probably used to being in control, that kind of thing.
I don't
And this
think
is
so,
maybe,
because this king, he don't let him manipulate.
no, you
He
wouldn't
wants
think,
to put
but
you in
but
sleep.
if he goes into the moon energy, he could get lost in the night, and he has a sword, but like, what do I fight? Because I don't know, I can't see anything. There's just shadows
But I don't see
and
any
stuff. No, I just have this feeling like a descent into, like rushing in and finding it could even be verbal. This could be a whole thing could have happened verbal. It could be texting and being really enthusiastic and just rushing in, and then finding yourself in this sort of like, you can't even, like, you're lost because there's so much like that's unseen, and you gotta have a sense like there's something I'm not getting here. And as a Knight of Swords, they might ask, but maybe what's missing is not exactly something that's, like you can pick up, put in your pocket. Like it's something subtle. Like it could be missing chemistry and you're just not getting it. You know what I mean? By sight could be, missing some kind of connection. You maybe feel that you're missing it, but you can't identify it, because you're all caught up in the Six of Wands energy. That's also going to be rushing into something. Well, in that position there, in a relationship, it'd be like riding very high, feeling really good, but maybe like too much so, too quickly. Yeah. So, you think that's good?
See?
All right. So our second favorite sign, first favorite sign, Sagittarius.
Sagittarius. We only have 7 minutes. You want we make another video?
Yeah.